Hey guys, what's going on? So in today's video, I'm very excited because I've been waiting for this pair of boots for a very long time. I'm going to be unboxing and talking about my new Parkhurst boots in Natural Dublin. Now, I'm very excited about this pair because I've actually been checking back on Parkhurst's site quite frequently to see when these Natural Dublins were going to be restocked. And during my recent talk with Andrew Svisco at Parkhurst, he showed a little bit of a teaser of the Natural Dublin Parkhurst boots that he was going to be releasing. He left a handwritten note. Dale, thank you for your support. Enjoy the boots. Best, Andrew. Awesome. Parkhurst was founded with the belief that great-looking, great-fitting, quality footwear can still be produced in America. Your purchase helps preserve that craft and directly supports the hardworking men and women keeping this craft alive. From Western New York to your closet, we got your back every step of the way. Thank you for your support. Amazing. Now, without further ado, and I have to say, the smell coming out of that box is incredible. Very nice presentation, not over the top. Whoa. These might be the ones from the website picture. I don't know. Very pretty pair of boots right here. Parkhurst's boot bag, very nice here. It's got the Parkhurst symbol on it. Feels like cotton, very nice. And let's check out the next one. This Dublin leather really has so much character, a lot more than Chrome XL does. Really cool striations along the heel counter back here, on this side as well, all throughout the quarter. It's very thick, very supple. Got the rough out on the inside. Alright, so let me read a little bit about this. So it says, for the boot and the leather, Dublin is a vegetable tanned leather from the world famous Horween Tannery in Chicago. Vegetable tanned leather can develop a very rich, deep patina, so you can expect this boot to be chock full of character after a few months of wear. This boot is designed on our Allen plain toe pattern. This boot was built on the 18 last, which usually translates into going a half size down from Brannock sizing if you're a standard D-width foot. If you're between a standard width and slightly wider foot, we suggest going with your Brannock size. The new build focuses on enhanced breathability and shock absorption in a more natural way. The below are features changes made for this model as well as others coming out. Thicker unlined leather uppers, 6 ounces. Vegetable tan bends leather insoles, considered to be the gold standard of insoles due to their moisture wicking properties, ease of use, and longevity. Thicker bends leather, outsole grade midsoles for enhanced natural shock absorption. Leather hides may have some scars and imperfections. While we monitor this on every hide, there will be subtle yet tasteful natural imperfections which may come up, and these are considered part of the boot's overall character for 2 reasons. 1, because they represent a story. 2, parts of the upper pattern may be too large to avoid cutting into an area which may be scarred or have an imperfection, or a group of imperfections. For instance, a quarter panel's size may be so large as compared to the available space on the hide with reduced or no imperfections, that it is sometimes impossible to cut the leather quarter panel without grabbing some of the area which is scarred. In this case, we do our best to limit exposure, and if completely unavoidable, areas are matched from boot to boot. Rather than discarding these beautiful pieces of leather, we believe in using them in a tasteful way to create great footwear that will last. And Parkhurst recommends Smith's Leather Balm on Dublin and Essex. And so let me talk about Natural Dublin a little bit. So Dublin is a newer Horween creation. They basically took the same tanning methods that they use for shell Cordovan and applied it to a bovine hide. And the results are pretty incredible. They got the process down very nicely, and this is my first pair of boots on Natural Dublin. I've had Natural Dublin on my radar for a long time, ever since Viberg ran it through Division Road a couple years ago. How long ago was this? Yeah, in August 2019. I know this because I almost pulled the trigger on these Vibergs. So Division Road did a run, 3 different pairs of Viberg boots in Natural Dublin. Otherwise known as Natty Dubs. So they call it Natural Dublin. They had 1 pair of boots on the 2030, 1 pair of boots on the 2040. The natural Dublin leather shares some attributes with Horween's famous shell Cordovan. Unlike their Cordovan, this nude leather has a much lighter shade that is then aniline finished and waxed. It's a lot of work for what might seem like a simple tan leather, but that's how these giants of boot making excellence do their jobs. You can bet they'll age stupendously too. They did a brogue cap toe boot, it looks like on the 2030. They did it also looks like it's on the 2030, a plain toe boot on a cream wedge sole. And then they did one on the 2040, which has a little bit more of a sprung toe on what looks like a day-night sole plain toe. And then they also did another iteration, a fourth iteration, that I didn't realize until just recently. They did a service boot on the 1035 last with commando sole in natural Dublin. A lot of people are under the impression sometimes, I think, that a boot-making company does everything, like they make everything in the factory, including the leather. But that's not true. And seasoned boot collectors know this, that, when you're dealing with leather from the Horween tannery, whether Grantstone uses it, or Parkhurst uses it, or Viberg, or Alden, or Truman uses it, it's all the same material. So it's all the same stuff. It's all the same leather. All these boot makers can submit an order, just like you submit an order for boots, or food, or whatever in your life as a consumer. You submit orders for things, those orders come in. Well, the boot makers submit orders as well. They submit leather orders. They'll order a certain amount of hides, and they'll build boots out of that. It doesn't matter so much in my opinion, who's building the boot as much as the components themselves. So if you're looking for natural Dublin, yes, you can spend $700 and get those from Viberg, or you can get them for, like $300 from Parkhurst or Grantstone. All right, so this is the Allen boot again. The Allen boot in natural Dublin. This particular pair of boots is built on a Goodyear welt construction with natural cork and shank. The upper is natural Dublin leather vegetable tan from Horween. Insole is a vegetable tanned Benz leather with heel to arch cushion insert. Hardware are 7 round eyelets, no speed hooks. Laces are flat waxed. Welt, vegetable tanned leather. Midsole, vegetable tan leather. Sole, day-night rubber. Yes, we got the day-night sole. We've got a Storm welt, Goodyear welt. Beautiful. Yeah, the heel counter is a separate piece of leather, as well as the back heel strip, a separate piece of leather. We've got single stitching along the eyelets, triple stitching along the quarter, double stitching on the back heel counter. All in all, very proportional, very beautiful. Can't wait to start rocking these. Okay, now on to my next portion that I promised I was going to start doing, which was, what belts am I going to pair with this? Well, I grabbed a couple belts that I will pair. Some belts I pair to match, some belts I pair to complement. In this case, I'm actually trying to match. This is my Pigeon Tree crafting belt, double prong in natural chrome excel. I think that is pretty close, especially when these boots break in and really patinate. This belt will come pretty close. However, the natural chrome excel has more of an olive appearance to it compared to the natural Dublin. See, these are both natural, but the natural chrome excel has more of a brown olive appearance going on, whereas the Dublin has more of a tan orange appearance happening. Even though they're both natural, neither are dyed, you know what I mean? But it just goes to show how, depending on how the leather's treated, the end result will look different. And then, so next, we've got my Pigeon Tree crafting belt in oak bark conker. This is made in an incredibly thick leather from the J&F Baker Tannery in the UK. And yeah, my buddy Isaac, he nails it with these makeups. So this would complement the boots, not match, but complement. The brown and the light brown go together very nicely, I think. So it's just going to depend on the outfit. It's going to depend on the pants. It's going to depend on the shirt. It's going to depend on the overall colorway. This here is my summer belt from my friend Angel at Nobleman's Apothecary. Yeah, this is an olive bridal vegetable tan leather from the Wicket and Craig Tannery, and I think that goes very nicely against the natural Dublin. Again, not matching, complementing. A lot of, earthy drab colors happening here, so I love that. And finally, this is my Pigeon Tree crafting belt in Hazel Sedgwick. This is a staple belt right here. This truly is. This is a nice tan leather. We've got brass hardware, beautiful. And as you can see, this is more match than complement. The oranges and the tans in this belt really complement the oranges and the tans in this boot. So these two, match made in heaven. And then here's another belt that I forgot to mention that I would definitely pair with these boots. This is my Exolution belt from my buddy Angel at Nobleman's Apothecary. Also a natural vegetable tanned leather from Wicket and Craig Tannery. We've got the rough out facing outward and the smooth out on the inside. Now the smooth out actually matches the smooth Dublin leather a little bit closer than the rough out. And what's interesting is, so you can see the smooth side of the belt matches the aesthetic of the Dublin a little bit better. What's interesting about the Dublin is it has that orange appearance almost, but in real life they don't look as orange as they do in the pictures. And there, I'm showing the rough outside on the inside of the boot there, on the inside of the tongue and on the inside of the interior of the boot, very much matches the hairy textured rough out of the Exolution belt. And here's another belt that I forgot to mention during the original recording, but this is my natural veg tan belt from Pigeon Tree Crafting, double prong raw Japanese brass buckle there, double prong teardrop eyelets, and actually when I went to wear these the first and the second time, this was the natural belt that I reached for. I didn't reach for any of the other ones that I said I was going to wear in the video. I just this one in particular just called to me. So again, even just by looking at something aesthetically, you can't always tell what you're going to want to pair with something with a pair of boots. You can't always tell which belt you're going to want to pair with a pair of boots. So that's what happened in this case. I didn't anticipate this one calling to me, but it did. But there's more. So holding up that natural Chrome Excel belt got me thinking how interesting this comparison is. All right, check out that comparison. Natural Dublin Parkhurst boots next to natural Chrome Excel Grantstone diesel boots. Look at that. Both natural, no pigments added, no dyes. Both bovine hide, but yet again, completely different colorway. Again, the Chrome Excel has more of a drab olive color happening, whereas the natural Dublin has more of a rich, vibrant orange shade happening with it. So very interesting, right? So both are plain toe, but the Parkhurst last has that nice almond shape to it. So both these last feel dramatically different on your foot. I can wear these Grantstones with very thick camp socks. The Parkhurst I can't do that with. The Parkhurst I have to wear thin to medium weight socks with those. So anyways, so yeah, that's an interesting comparison, and I'll get some shots outside to sort of show what they look like next to each other, just so that you can get the full effect, because I believe in giving my audience the full effect. And so I did throw in some rawhide laces. These were actually new rawhide laces from Truman Boots into these Allen boots. Not to say that I don't like cotton laces, but I just find overall that leather laces actually give me a better, more comfortable lace up. I find that the leather lace actually stretches a little bit with your foot, and it just has a little bit more natural of a feel as it affixes the boot to your foot. And also, I just think they look really good up against the natural Dublin leather. I think they pop really nicely and complement the aesthetic of the boot very nicely. So that's why I throw on some rawhide laces into these. The other thing that I really have to compliment this Dublin leather on is that it smells so damn good. I know I say this about Chrome Excel and Badalassie and some other leathers. This Dublin from Horween really does have an incredible aromatic smell. The smell of each one is very different from one another, but yeah, I have to say the Color 8 Dublin that I have from Parkhurst, as well as these natural Dublins, just they're some of the best smelling boots I've ever smelled. Just, especially brand new. I don't know quite how to put my finger on it, but yeah, it is one of the more aromatic leathers I've ever been around. And since filming the initial video where these boots were brand new, I actually wore these twice, 2 days in a row, because I love them so much. And as you can see, they've got some really cool toe creases along the vamp there starting to form. Very nice patina, very typical of this type of leather, which is a natural vegetable tan leather. I did spill some coffee on them. You can't really see it. Another really cool thing is, yeah, they've got a lot of really cool scars and abrasions along
the grain you can see, particularly in the back, and it's got like some neat marbling there you can see there too on the quarter area. Yeah, it looks like it's got a really cool scar there on the back heel stay, on the heel counter there. And yeah, there's some more toe creasing there you can see. And this is just after 2 days wear, so I probably spent a total of 15 hours in these. Maybe the amount of wear isn't as good as specifying how long I spent in these. And then also on the inside, this is similar to Chrome XL, the Marine Field shoe that Phil was talking about. There's the rough out on the inside, and that rough out has actually caused this break-in to be a little bit harder than normal. If it was just the smooth side on the inside, it would be easier. I've found that with rough out on the inside, it takes a little while. It takes some time before they start to feel really comfortable. So I wouldn't say blisters, but I've just gotten I'd say a little bit of a raw feeling happening from the first couple wears. But my Vibergs in brown Chrome XL and Color 8 Chrome XL did the same thing when I first got them. You know, the more you wear them, the more that rough out sort of conforms to your foot and it stops rubbing so much, so that'll go away.
Really, to get the best understanding of leather, you gotta see it. You gotta see it outside. You gotta see it in every different light. And if I were just to film this video, you know, and talk and not show any outside footage of these, I'm doing a disservice to everybody. So, anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching. What do you think of these new boots here? You can follow me on Instagram. You can track how these patina. My username is AeroSurferLV. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I will see y'all in my next video.